Hey guys, welcome to What's for Din. My name's Courtney Budzyn and today I'm going to be showing you how to make cinnamon pizza sticks. I figured since I already showed you how to make homemade pizza dough, why not show you how to make the sweet version, cinnamon sticks. This is so easy, and if you have some extra dough on hand, I mean it's so quick to throw together and it tastes absolutely delicious and makes your house smell like Yankee Candle, trust me. You're gonna need some brown sugar, some cinnamon, melted butter, and then over here for the icing, we have some milk, and I mixed in, if you're wondering why it has weird specks in it, I have some vanilla extract that I mixed in, and then of course some powdered sugar, and of course you're gonna need a pizza dough. Now you can either do store-bought or you can do homemade like I did. It's very, very simple. This is a very versatile dough. I mean, you can't really go wrong making this. So if you wanna see how to make homemade pizza dough, just click on my video right there. So the first thing you want to do is get your oven preheated to 375, and you want to get a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper. Try saying that 60 times fast. And the next thing we're going to do is roll out our dough. Now, you don't have to be perfect with this. I mean, roll it into whatever shape it goes in. I'm just going to kind of go with it and see what happens. You want it to be about 1/2 inch thick. Okay, let's say that's about good. So the next thing we're going to do is, with our brown sugar, we're going to mix our cinnamon in. You can be smarter than me and use a bigger bowl, but I don't feel like being smart today, or any day actually. Next up, we're going to take our melted butter and just slop it on all over the top. I'm using just a pastry brush and just evenly brushing this over the top. Next thing we're going to do is, I like to just take a little bit of this into my hand, because it's easier to sprinkle over the top, and you want to evenly sprinkle this all over your buttered pizza dough. So now what I'm doing is cutting them into strips. So what I do is I just take a little pastry cutter. You can use a pizza cutter or just a butter knife, whatever you want. Cut a straight line. They're all cut up. They're not perfect. Call the po-po on me. I don't care. Now we get to do the fun part. So what I do is I take one end, fold it over, and I'm going to move it right over onto my baking sheet now, just in case any mishaps happen. Kind of fold it as even as you can. Then I like to just press down the end, scoop this up, and this is where we get to do the twists. You can do as many as you want. I like to do about 3 or 4, depending on how long it is, or 5, you know. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you leave a good amount of room in between each, say about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, because they are going to get bigger as they bake. Now, one thing I will mention, if you don't want pizza swords because they're so stinking long, you can cut it in half and then just do the same thing. That way you have a shorter one. That way you don't have as much guilt eating a ginormous one, even though I can guarantee you're going to go back for more. You could just not do anything at all, just cut it and leave it like that. Whatever floats your boat, you do what you want, doesn't matter. They're all twisted, ready to go in the oven. You don't have to let them rise again. As you can see, I got all different shapes and sizes, but that's just how I like it. And there's 28, 23. My husband says there's 23 total. So obviously this is a lot. So if it's just you and someone else and you don't want to make that much and you only have half a dough recipe, just have the entire recipe and you'll be good to go. So all we have to do now is stick these in a 375-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes or until they're golden brown. And in the meantime, we're going to work, hair in my mouth, we're going to work on our icing. So I'm going to put these in the oven and we'll work on the icing. So this is a very simple icing. Pretty much everyone already knows how to make this. So I just have my powdered sugar, my milk, and vanilla extract is already mixed in with the milk. I should say vanilla bean paste, but you can use whatever you want. Just going to whisk this together, and you either add less milk or more milk for the consistency that you're looking for. Whisk this together, and then when you're done, just set it to the side and wait for your babies to come out of the oven. And by baby, I mean your pizza sticks, not your actual baby. My cinnamon sticks were in the oven for exactly 10 minutes, and I will say that you want to make sure that you don't keep them in there too long, because if you do, they're going to be hard and you're not going to get that ooey gooey center that you really crave, because that's what really makes them so good. So now this is optional. You can either just put this in a pretty cup and dip them in, or you can sprinkle it over the top like I'm about to do. So I just pour it over the top. Just like that. Heaven in my mouth. It's really soft and pillowy on the inside, and it just has a little bit of crunch on the outside, which is what I like personally. So if you want to make this recipe, just look below in the description box. I'll leave all the measurements as well as the written instructions. And please don't forget to subscribe. It is free because I wouldn't want you to miss any of my episodes. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. And then in the meantime, so now all we're gonna do is stick. Nice. We're gonna stick this in the. That's going in a blooper. Yeah, it is.